Hey guys, today we are going to be doing an NBA podcast. I'm here with
Dylan the Gamer.
Yeah, Dylan the Gamer.
And former YouTuber, Tipper Tales, but now Jack.
Yeah.
And this is NBA podcast part
4.
Part 3.
Part 3 for all of us. So, who would like to start with the first question?
I'll start.
All right, you want to start? Okay.
How do you guys feel about Desmond Bane going to the Magic?
Honestly, I don't think it was a very good trade because you're not promised a good pick out of the first with a good team like the Grizzlies. And also, KCP and J. Cole, they're just not going to cut it.
J. Cole?
I mean, no.
Cole Anthony?
Cole Anthony. I don't know why I said J. Cole.
I feel like I love it for the Magic.
Yeah,
because
it's a good trade for the Magic.
Yeah, I love it.
You also have the one thing they struggled with last season, if you looked at this.
3-point shooting.
The stats was 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
And you get a 3-point shooter that shot over 40% the last 3 years. He was in the 3-point contest last year. I don't know what year it was.
Baby
but,
ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a good he's a really good defender. It's like he can kind of do it all. And you get a lot out of him. So, yeah.
He can score. He's a pretty good scorer. You can pass him to the ball.
All right, so, yeah, like I said, I like the trade for the Magic. Jack, what's your opinion on the trade?
It's like Desmond Bane can score from anywhere. He's a pretty good defender, so I think it's good for the Magic, but not that good for the Grizzlies because they just get like a role player, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I think,
Well, 2 role players.
I think I'm going to start the next one. So, this is kind of a weird question, but what do you think? Obviously, the Warriors dynasty, I think we know is coming to an end.
Oh,
but,
it's already an end,
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think they can rebuild off Steph? Do you think Steph will be good next year? Do you think Steph is thinking about retiring?
I think he is thinking about retirement.
So I have kind of a plan if I'm the Warriors. So I love Steph and I love Jimmy Butler. I say you keep them around and
Get rid of Draymond.
The one thing you need, I actually would love to keep Draymond
Yeah,
there,
keep Draymond.
but you need a center, and Kevon Looney
and Quentin Post is not going
to cut it at center. So I say you package Kevon Looney, Buddy Hield, and what's his name? The other guard.
Brandon Podziemski.
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, Pods for a guy that like Walker Kessler from the Jazz.
Yeah.
Who's up and coming, or Donovan Clingan from the Trailblazers.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be good.
So I feel like if you can get another up and coming center, and then kind of draft well in the drafts.
Yeah, or you could always get like an older center, like
if you
Clint
can
Capella.
Trade up and maybe get a guy like, I don't know if you know who he is, Trey Johnson. He's a guard from Texas. In the drafts, he's gonna be like
Trey Johnson.
15. He's a good pick to have. So that's kind of what I would say.
Yeah. I think they could always go for like a good center there because they need a center.
Yeah.
Now,
so I think they could go with.
And also, by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't think this is gonna like give them a dynasty or anything. Like I don't think they're gonna win a championship, but it's gonna bring them closer to.
But
it's
gonna make them better over
Yeah.
time, and then they can use picks to get better, and then move up, and then have another dynasty like the Steph. And
they're not gonna have another dynasty like that. But
but they're gonna have something close to it probably.
Yeah.
If they get enough.
You also need to realize, I don't think, like Steph's gonna give you 20 a game until he retires, and
I can't.
Hey, I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
That was just
Nolan just ripped one. So
yeah, it was like this. I don't know, this random kid that you just like stuck into the house and just started doing some weird stuff.
Anyways, can I ask the next question?
Yeah.
Yep.
So obviously with the Celtics coming into cap
I was just gonna mention that.
Yeah, I know.
Kristaps
what do you do with Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown?
All right, I say
we get rid of Kristaps. Kristaps gets hurt way too much.
Keep White, Brown, and Tatum. Keep White, Brown, Tatum, and Pritchard.
Yeah.
Get rid of Horford, Kristaps.
Horford? I mean, he's a free agent, so they can't get rid of him.
Yeah. But get rid of This is what they need to do. They need to get rid of Holiday and Porzingis. Holiday's aging. He's not going to have any more good seasons. And Porzingis just didn't have a good season.
He just always gets hurt. Like, He's a good player when he's healthy, but
not even that. Even when he was not cutting it in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
And one thing that I also like in about Kristaps Porzingis that I think they kind of lose is I would love to go out and trade a Kristaps Porzingis for maybe if you can get. I know this might be a little much, but obviously you're losing guard play with the loss of Drew Holiday. So if you can trade Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday to the Minnesota Timberwolves for two first-round picks, Naz Reid and Dante DiVincenzo, I feel like that would be a big trade because Naz Reid can spread the floor, can give you shooting from the hole.
He's like a
because that's exactly what Kristaps Porzingis can do. Is he kind of what's the word for it? I can't think, but
is fundamentally sound.
No, it's like more shooting makes like what? I don't know what it's called, but like it can kind of like spread the floor out a little bit because then you have a center who can shoot. So
and dribble.
Now they're gonna be on him, and when he gets outside the paint, he can be kind of a 3-point threat, which can cause them. Like if Naz Reid is good from 3 and he's good overall with the Boston Celtics, that opens up so many more things for Pritchard threes, Tatum, Brown. Like Tatum's already gonna do his thing. I don't know when he's gonna be back next year.
Probably
I'm assuming it'll be he's definitely not gonna be back for the beginning of the season, but I kind of want to see what Jaylen Brown can do on his own, and I'm excited to see what he can do.
Stuff on his own
because
tell him to play.
A lot of people, and I don't know why I'm talking a lot, but yeah, I think those moves could get Boston back to the championship.
And I would also something you could look at is I would package like Holiday and Kristaps for like maybe a 3-team sign-in trade for like let's say Reeves and Walker Kessler, like and then yeah.
But also
like one of the teams could get Holiday, one of them.
I know this might be a little unrealistic here, but the Celtics have had multiple workouts with Cooper Flagg, and I think if you go over to the Mavericks and say, we'll give you back Kristaps Porzingis, we'll give you Drew Holiday, we'll give you our first-round pick this year, and we'll give you Derek White, I think the Mavs will accept that.
I think the Mavs would do it.
I think Cooper Flagg's going to be a top 5 player in 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I do think.
I think he'll be an MVP.
If he goes to, but here's the thing. This is kind of my take about the Mavs. Since he's going to a team that's already not that bad, he might not get enough touches on the ball, and I feel like that could make him like just kind of a Marvin Bagley kind of guy. Second overall, but not good, you know.
Like, Cooper Flagg's going to be first overall.
No, I know.
Oh, all right. So, I mean, you got to think Kyrie tore his ACL.
He's not going to be the same.
He's not going to be. Well, he's not going to be back.
Yeah, he's not going to be back for like the beginning.
If Cooper Flagg gets drafted to the Dallas Mavericks, he will be their point guard. And I know he's a small forward, power forward, and he plays like kind of can play anywhere on the floor. But who do the Mavericks have that kind of can play point guard for them? I know you have Jaden Hardy, but like I feel like
not really.
Yeah, he's not good. But like also,
and you also have always hurt Anthony Davis.
And you got rid of Luka.
Yeah,
so, Cooper Flagg has like a lot of things he has to do.
He has a lot of potential, but he also has a lot of potential to be bad.
Yeah, because he has so much like
talent
things he has to do on the floor for the Mavs. Because they probably Anthony Davis is probably gonna be hurt a lot, and then Kyrie's gonna have his torn ACL, and he's not gonna be there.
Also, one thing I love for Boston is if you can go out, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this player. But you go out in free agency and kind of pick up a Rui Hachimura guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like he can, like, he's just a solid player all around, great shooter. And, if the Boston Celtics are going to win by shooting the 3 ball, you need to build your team around shooting 3s. And I think having guys, like, you're going to lose Luke Kornet this year. You need a center that can get down in the paint, a great defender can get dirty, and then you need a center who can spread the floor and pull 3s. That way, like, if you could get a Rudy Gobert and, like, if they can get Miles Turner, and then you can...
Yeah, Miles Turner would be great.
Miles Turner can do both of those things.
Yeah. Maybe, like, Miles Turner
get, like, a... Well, Miles Turner's going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
So if you can get a Miles Turner, and then you can get, like, a even like a Bol, and I know he's like not that good, but like
He's
he can
still
shoot
decent.
and he's like big, like really tall. I mean, that would be great. But
Yeah, that is true.
should we move on from the Celtics, or does anyone want to say anything else about the Celtics?
I think it would be good if they got like a Buddy Hield kind of guy that can kind of like shoot.
I like Buddy Hield, but I feel like they already have a guy in him, and like Sam Hauser.
Yeah,
And also
exactly.
Derek White and Pritchard. They're like.
Well, no, I'm
buddies.
talking about like coming off the bench like for.
Well,
Derek
Sam Hauser
White
does
or-
come off the bench.
And Pritchard.
No, he's gonna start next year. Pritchard, there's no doubt he doesn't.
Yeah, Pritchard starts over.
Yeah, Pritchard
Holiday.
will start. But yeah, if you would like to say anything about the Celtics, feel free.
I don't have anything to say about the Celtics, but
Yeah.
I would like to say a thing or two about the Lakers.
Okay.
They need a center, like bad. Okay, they
That's-
can't.
I think that's Chris.
Jackson Hayes is.
They can't be Jackson Hayes. They need to sign
Kristaps.
either
I
Al
would-
Horford at least, even though
I
he's
would
old.
love a Miles Turner for them.
Like
that
Miles
would be
Turner
huge
to
for
the
them.
Lakers, Luke Cornett to the Lakers. Even like we could maybe package and like I said before, we can package a 3-team sign and trade for like Kristaps and Holiday for Kessler and like
Yeah.
Reeves. Like
And one
Lakers
thing I
can
want to
get
say
Kristaps.
is this might be a hot take for some of you. I don't think JJ Redick's a good coach, and
No,
the reason
he's not.
why people get so caught up in saying, "Oh, JJ Redick's a good coach," when you're coaching Luka Doncic and LeBron James, which are two top 10 NBA players in the league, and you make it to the 3 seed and lose in the first round, and you can't say he's a good coach because in that series against Minnesota, they kept, and this is one thing Joe Mazzulla did. When it's not working, when Luka can't score the ball efficiently, don't go back to him. Give the ball to someone else. And it's kind of like they have that mindset of it's like, all right, it's not working. Let's try it again until it works. Let's try it again until it works. And it's never going to work this series. So you need to make adjustments. And I don't think JJ Redick has the offensive mind to make adjustments.
That is
Yeah,
true.
they always just use their starters like the Celtics do. Like the Celtics
Yeah.
never take out Tatum.
No.
They always play.
And the one thing because I'm a Celtics fan, you're
Yeah,
like,
we're a
oh, well,
Celtics
Joe Mazzulla didn't make an adjustment in the New York Knicks game. He didn't make an adjustment. And the reason why he didn't have to make an adjustment is the difference between those two, Luka Doncic didn't score.
Yeah.
They didn't make adjustments and it didn't work. The Celtics didn't make adjustments and it worked for 2 games and got him back into the series. Obviously, they didn't win the series, but it worked for 2 games and kind of revived them in the series. So, therefore, I feel like you can't. Joe Mazzulla, I feel like, has more of an understanding what he's doing as a head coach. than
That
JJ
is
Redick.
true.
That's just my personal opinion.
JJ Redick just like, oh, you're good. We're just gonna let you just score the ball, kinda.
Yeah, and I feel like he's more like, oh, I was in the NBA for 15 years. Let's just shoot threes the whole. Like, dude, you need to. LeBron's leaving. Don't build around LeBron. Build around Luka. That's.
Yeah,
Kinda,
you need like
that's
a
your
small
future.
forward, power forward.
And I know this is gonna be really unrealistic. If you can trade LeBron for I know they would never do this. Like, it's
Yeah, they
not
would never
realistic.
trade LeBron.
But if you can get rid of LeBron for even I don't even want a superstar for LeBron. I would dude,
Miles
Austin
Turner?
Reeves. I want way more than Miles Turner from the Lakers for LeBron. But it's
Maybe
dude, you gotta just I don't know. I feel like the Lakers they're not
They
gonna
need
go
one.
anywhere anytime soon because
Yeah, they're not.
the
they're
coaching sucks and your last 3 coaches.
Yeah, they
Did
literally
Ty
had, like,
Lue ever coach the Lakers?
I
just
don't
the
know.
Clippers.
Just Clippers.
So who coached? It was they had what's his
Darvin
name?
Darvin Ham.
He sucked.
Yeah,
Who
JJ
they have before?
Redick. And now they
Wait,
have,
who did they win the championship with?
They won the championship with. It might have been Ty Lue.
I think it was Tyler.
Yeah,
probably.
but Ty Lue's a
Ty Lue's
good
a good
coach.
coach.
Yeah.
yeah.
And one thing I want to say, and this might be a hot take, Doc Rivers is so overrated as a coach.
Yes.
It's not even
Yes.
fun. I think Doc Rivers sucks as a coach.
Who's the
I know-
coach right now? The Bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no,
Dude, the
he
Bucks
coached
have a-
the Sixers. They get out of here second round. He coaches the Bucks.
They get out.
Gentlemen
And they also
swept.
They
lose
lost
James
the Bucks.
Harden.
The Bucks lost in the first round 3
He
years in a row, right?
coaches the Celtics.
They won a championship.
They won.
No,
like that.
no.
They won a championship.
Yeah,
with
they
Doc
won
Rivers.
this.
Not
They
the
won.
second time in 2022.
Oh,
Doc Rivers never coached Celtics in 2022.
Yeah, he did.
that's
Brad
when I
Stevens
thought-
did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
Ime Udoka.
That's sorry. And he was the guy that got kicked off because he was cheating or something.
Yeah, I don't know, he
Sorry.
did something.
Yeah.
But can I ask the next question for you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've kind of don't really know what I'm gonna say, but basically, going into next season, who's your kind of like not all like 30 teams, but kind of like give me a decent understanding of like the standings next year in the East and the West.
I think Celtics will fall to like play-in team, maybe 6th seed.
What?
I think they're gonna be.
That's
fifth.
insane. I think the Celtics are gonna be 4. Or
Yeah,
5.
4 or 5. I think.
Dude, you look at how weak the East Division is compared. Dude, it was the Boston Celtics and then the Indiana. The Indiana Pacers are not on the Boston Celtics level, and I
No.
know it's like during the. Like,
They just have.
if Boston was in the playoff in the championship right now, and OKC played out, they played against Indiana, it would be a sweep. And I know people are gonna disagree with that, but you think about it, how they played in the game 5 without Jason Tatum and blew out a healthy Knicks team by 25 points. Like, I mean, like, what is there to say about that? Like, you have Luke Kornet getting a triple-double off blocks.
Yeah.
Like, that shows kind of how good the Celtics team, even without their best player, can come together and play good because they have such good chemistry and the coaching is really good. So I would say I would have Boston at 4. And
That's a good point.
I don't have the Cavs at the 1 seed at all. Like they in the
Really?
playoffs.
Why
they will
not?
show
Dude, the
it.
Cavs are a weird team. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like,
They sometimes work and then they
I
sometimes
don't know.
are like.
No, I don't know where to put them because they were the 5 seed a year ago. Now
And
they
now
go
they're
back up to the 1, but they play like crap in the play. It's like I don't know where to put. I feel like the safe spot to put the Cavs would be like 3,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I have Orlando shooting up to like 4.
Yeah.
I
Like-
disagree with that. I don't think Orlando's going to get anywhere.
You really don't.
Really with
No.
Desmond Bain?
I think
That's like an asset.
I
They
think
just
Desmond
need
Bain's
it.
gonna win out more games. Yeah.
No, I will just say, though, they did just lose a 3-point shooter. And I know Desmond Bain's better, but you also have to think, like, they are building around Franz and Paulo, but this is the thing. They kind of play the same kind of ball. They kind of play the same positions, and you just can't... I feel like you can't build your team around, like, 2 of the same kind of players.
Yeah, and this might be, I don't know if this is a hot take or a cold take, kind of whatever you guys think, but I think the Spurs are going to be a top 3 seed in the West, and I think
Yeah.
think
it
about
depends
You
how
have-
Wemby comes back with the blood clot.
you know
And-
Wemby's going to play good,
Yeah,
though.
he's
That's the
gonna
thing.
play.
Like,
And
right
they're
when Wemby was
getting-
drafted,
They're getting Ace Bailey.
they're going to get Ace
Yeah.
Bailey or Dylan Harper. So, like, I don't know where Dylan Harper's going to go.
He's going to be number 3. He's going to Sixers.
Yeah.
So, you kind of think about this here. You're going to have Ace Bailey. You're going to have
Wemby, Vassell,
Wemby,
Fox.
Vassell, Fox, Stephon Castle, who was the Rookie of the Year last
Yeah,
year.
that's true.
Like, what more do the Spurs need to win? And I feel like the one step away is a coach. And I know Greg Popovich is top 3. Greg Popovich is,
Old.
I think he's
aging.
stepping away now, isn't he?
Greg Popovich just retired.
Oh, he
Yeah.
retired?
Yeah.
Really?
He's done. I think he had like a stroke or something.
Yeah, he did
So,
have a stroke or
kinda-
something like that. A heart
I
attack
feel
or
like if
stroke.
I'm the, I would go after a coach. And I know he actually just got fired recently. And I don't know why he got fired. Tom Thibodeau.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He's a solid coach, and I don't think the Spurs are gonna be like, if you're the Spurs, you're not trying to win the NBA championship.
No, you're just
And
trying
also-
to make it to the playoffs.
and
I
also
think.
Michael Malone.
Yeah, like,
he was
dude,
a
what's
good
up with
coach.
him?
Why did they fire him?
I
They
know.
could definitely go for like
I think-
Malone.
I don't-
Malone.
I don't know what the Knicks are like. If I'm the Knicks, and why would you fire Tom Thibodeau? But also at the same time, it's like Mike Malone he was the coach of Denver. He was the most successful coach in Denver Nuggets history.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
you fire
he
him.
won them a championship.
You
He
fire
won
him-
the chip and made them get to the playoffs.
You fire him because he loses 4 out of 7 games. Like,
Yeah,
dude, he
Yeah.
lost four games, and you fire him after he won you a championship. Like, you're actually.
And
I think if they,
made the playoffs
if
twice.
the Nuggets would have had Mike Malone during that OKC series, they would have won that series.
yeah.
They
that's
lost in
true.
7. I think they would have won in 6. And then that kind of changes your whole thing because you go to the Western Conference Finals against a Timberwolves team who I think is much weaker than the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Way.
So kind of, I feel like Mike Malone could have, if they kept Mike Malone, they could have been in the championship. And I like my odds if I'm the Nuggets against
Yeah.
the Pacers.
Pacers, yeah.
So that's just my personal opinion.
Could I say something on the Sixers?
Yep.
I think the Sixers are gonna lose like everything. Paul George is gonna be
Oh, he
Terrible.
sucks. He
Paul
sucks.
George is terrible.
Paul
Josh
George is
Giddey's better
terrible.
than
Oh,
Then-
and,
Joel Embiid's gonna
He
probably
sucks. Joel Embiid.
gonna get hurt
Dude,
again and
Joel
get
Embiid,
suspended.
I don't know what I'm gonna say this comment. Joel Embiid, I hate Joel Embiid so
Yeah.
much. He cries about everything. He's hurt all the time.
And makes you lose in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like remember when they were
when
in the
he
playoffs
remember when
against the Celtics?
he didn't he like step on someone or who was that?
No,
Draymond stepped on
Draymond.
Sabonis.
Yeah, Draymond stepped
No,
on
I'm
Sabonis.
saying like who was it that stepped on Grant Williams' head?
Oh,
Was that him?
Yeah, I think
that was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he stepped on his head and then acted like he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then Marcus Smart tries to help him up and he's like I'm not gonna, and then slaps his hand away. Like,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, no, that was Giannis.
Oh, that was Giannis. Sorry, that was Giannis.
Yeah.
But like Joel Embiid, like you got a lucky MVP. Jokic should have won it the year
Yeah.
you won it.
And Jokic should have won it this
Jokic
year.
should have.
Yeah.
How much does he have? 3.
Jokic
He should have 5.
5. Yeah. Jokic should have 5 MVPs.
But you know, you want to give it to Joel Embiid because he averages 33 points a game. Yet, oh yeah, we go into the playoffs and then he loses in the first round.
and
So
that year, he only played like 50 games.
yeah, exactly. Like I don't get kind
Like,
of
yeah,
the
you
thing.
average 33. You play once in a blue moon. It's like,
Exactly, and then it's like, oh, by the way, I know this is a little off topic. I don't know why Quentin Grimes is an 85 overall in 2K. That doesn't make sense to me.
yeah.
I feel like he should be like an 81 or an 80, but whatever. And, you know, this is a weird one here. What team do you think is going to have the worst, like, next 5-year stretch in the NBA? It's gonna
The
be
Sixers.
You really think the Sixers?
I don't think the Sixers. 'cause
They're gonna have
they
Tyrese
the-
Maxey
Dylan
just
Harper.
carry
They have
them.
the third
They're gonna
pick.
get Dylan
Well,
Harper.
yeah, true.
I think this is a hot take here. I have 3 teams in mind. Number 1's the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
And the reason why I have the Charlotte Hornets is because
They-
you're trash every year and you
And
still
LaMelo
can't
wants
get a
to
top
leave.
3 pick.
Yeah, and
You're
LaMelo
trash
wants
every-
to leave too.
Does he want to leave?
Yeah, I saw like a video on like it was like
Dude,
who wants to leave. and he was,
LaMelo
like,
is gonna win you. Every game you win is gonna be won by LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
And if you don't get help around him, you're not gonna win anything. When you have Yusuf Nurkic as your starting center, it's like,
I
dude,
thought it
what
was-
are you doing? You do have Mark Williams, but like, or actually, yeah, it is.
He was in trade talks though, so he's
no,
probably
he
gonna
did
he's
get
gonna-
traded. He did get traded.
Yeah,
But it like.
that like he
What
wasn't
happened? Was
healthy
it the physical?
enough.
I think it
Yeah,
was
he
the
was-
physical didn't go through. But it's like, bro, like, what are you doing? And like, I don't know. I feel like they're just in crap. What pick do they have this year? 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you go and get at 4?
Mm-hmm.
VJ
I don't
Edgecombe?
No, probably. Honestly, probably yeah. But they could get that guy. Who's that other guy?
On what team?
No, like the rookie that's gonna be coming out. Oh, Trey Johnson. He's a great 3-point shooter.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even I could say like the Celtics. I know what they need.
Walter
The
Payton.
Hornets need so much.
Yeah.
It's not one thing. Like the Hornets need 3-point shooting. They need
need
defense.
small
They
forward
need everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say. But if I'm the Hornets, I gotta say, let's tackle one thing, and I feel like it's the most important thing. Let's go get guys to build our defense up.
Yeah.
And after our defense does good, let's get guys that can shoot from the perimeter.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you build your team in that order, I feel like that's what's gonna get you past the hump.
I have another team in mind too. I think, honestly, the Suns, and this is
Yes,
a little
Yes,
bit
the
hard.
Suns. They still
Hear me out.
Beal stealing money from them.
Hear me out. They couldn't even get it together with KD, Booker, and Beal. KD is leaving.
Yeah.
Now you have Booker, and like not a very high pick.
And
You have-
Bradley Beal who's just stealing
You
money
have
from you and not
Booker.
even playing well.
You have Booker, who is
Falling off.
You're the
slowly.
only
It's getting
player-
worse.
Booker's the only good player on their lineup, and they have no one around Booker.
Brad Beal's turning into Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
They
and
could-
he's just
they
stealing
could
money from
trade-
the franchise that they can use for
No,
trade.
They could trade Bradley Beal
No,
for
they can't.
a,
They can't
for-
trade him. They're paying him $60 million a year. You understand, if they trade Bradley Beal, they will go into so much debt if they trade him.
But why?
Because you're still, even since he's still under contract, you're still paying him $60 million a year, even if he's not playing for you.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
So it's like you're basically like he doesn't play for you anyways. But
Yeah.
even if you trade him away, you're still gonna have to pay him for 3 more years. So it's like you literally need him to retire if you want to get out
Well,
of
yes,
this
but this
situation.
is the thing. You can trade him for like someone who has a pretty same contract, so that it's basically like you're paying their contract. Like it's the same thing. You're trading
But still,
for the salary.
I know, but like it's still you're in such.
He's getting overpaid.
This is what they need to do. I don't know why the Suns keep trying to. This is the same thing that the Nets do.
They
They rebuild for 1 year. It doesn't go exactly as planned, and they say, "All right, we need a win now. Let's trade for Kevin Durant. Let's trade for Kyrie Irving. Oh, we still don't win. All right, let's rebuild again. All right, the rebuild sucks. We're gonna try to win again. Like, take your time with the rebuild. It's gonna work out.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not doing it right. Like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
And like, it's like Booker's like okay, but you need to build.
Booker's not
Yeah.
okay. He's good, I think.
He's good. You just need to build help around him.
Yeah, like
Like you need to try to get like a draft pick.
who do they have?
But
Like,
here's the thing: Booker's
their bench
like
awful?
a 7-8
bench
time.
sucks.
Booker's a 7-8 all-star. Like, and then.
no, we know what Devin Booker can do, but like, what?
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
Alright,
saying he has there's no help around him, and KD isn't he's mad at the Suns coach.
He got fired. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's another thing too. They need a coach. They need a bench him Booker.
Fire the
Booker
GM. Fire the GM.
Booker might want to leave in a few years.
Probably will want to leave.
And actually, I know this is off topic, but a new YouTube video we can do after this, we can rebuild the Suns on 2K.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, my voice is cooked, but if anyone has any other questions, I would ask it now. Otherwise, I think we're
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
good. All right, we're good. All right, so thank you for watching, and
Yeah.